and thanks for supporting our event. Reinvigorated, really good word. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to use that. You might even see it in the press release. It has felt like that. We've had a lot of comments that it's been like old times, and sometimes that's a good thing. We've really enjoyed it as a team, but that's mainly because everybody around us seems to be enjoying it. That goes for the media, but certainly exhibitors and the visitors. Our education numbers are record, so we'll be announcing the highest numbers ever. That finished last night, so we're going to have some do some stats today, and we should get some numbers out on that today. We won't know the final visitor numbers till this final day is over, but based on the pre-registration numbers and certainly our strong first day numbers, I'm expecting to be very big numbers. And I think more importantly, you know, all the exhibitors who are the guys that effectively fund this event all seem very happy. They've been busy, they've had good conversations, and they've been enjoying being back at what feels like a real BTME. And there are still, you know, some challenges in the world, and COVID is still one of them. But really, since about last summer, we felt like our world kind of work-wise started back to normal. So it may have been that BTME 22 was maybe 3 months earlier than perhaps was perfect. Although we were pleased with how that went. But yeah, this year has gone well. The exhibitors have supported us. Education numbers. That to me is a really encouraging sign. Our pre-book on education was higher than ever, and you know, we believe that our event is both an exhibition and a conference, and the two feed each other, and that's worked really well this year. Yeah, I mean, I literally think about this every day, and we try various things each year. Some work, some don't. I think that thing I just said earlier on about the blend of conference, of exhibition, of networking event, and of industry gathering. To us, it's making that balance work, so making all of those various things fit and making sure we don't prioritise one over the other. So our exhibitors are the engine. You know, it's them that drive the event, because without them we wouldn't have the funding to do it, wouldn't be able to put this great big event on and have this buzz. But they want qualified visitors. They want visitors who are here with a purpose. They want visitors who are here for longer than a couple of hours. So for us, it's kind of making that balance work. I think, as you know, we're in discussions with GMA and with the AEA and some others around the future of shows, and I'm really keen on that, because I want to do the research. I want to get the information in, because each constituent party, and we're a show owner, so we have our own priorities. Exhibitors want to do something different. You know, visitors want different things. Venues want different things. Media have got a view. So we really want to try and get all of those views and take that objective view. And I think over the next probably 3 to 6 months, we should get really good data. So as we approach show season 23-24, I guess Grounds Fest, Sage in the summer, Grounds Fest later on, and then into Soltex, we will know what the market is telling us, what I would say what things will look like or need to look like in 3 years' time. This year, one thing that I found interesting is so many exhibitors have done something to make their stand interactive. I mean, there's silly things. There's a dartboard, there's a punch bag, there's motor racing, and I would have, a few years ago, I'd have called them gimmicks. I'd have thought that this is a bit odd, but now it seems to be that people, as exhibitors, are, rather than going, look at my machinery, look at my product, they're saying, come and have a chat. And that to me is what exhibitions are. It's people engaging face to face. And I think we've got to make sure we facilitate that as best we can. That might be different facilities, it might be different types of halls or whatever. We've got to make sure people are able to engage in the conversations they want to. Well, first of all, poor Jeff Webb, GMA hasn't been very well, and sadly he's missed BTME for the first time in a long time, so we wish Jeff well. I believe he's back at work in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and hopefully we'll be able to carry that on. We would have been meeting, I think, as soon as next week to take the next steps, agree the survey things. Some of that's having to happen offline. My expectation would be that by the time we get towards the end of February, we'll have some kind of survey knocked together and understanding of who's going to do it and how it's going to work. As I say, we're really keen. We want to do that information. You know, our members, grounds people, you know, data is what drives their decision making. We try to do the same thing. First of all, it's not for me to say how people are going to learn, and certainly they probably won't learn a huge amount from, say, BTME, which is a very different event to what Grounds Fest is going to put on. I have to say, I'm a kind of a bit of a free market guy. You know, I don't want our exhibitors to be overburdened with cost for these sort of things. But if they believe there's a market for this sort of stuff, then they will take those choices. But you know, I kind of wish them well. I want to see what happens. I think that'll help us inform our decisions as well as helping them inform their decisions on what goes ahead. You know, I've seen the Grounds Fest guys here this week. They've obviously been around and involved with a number of exhibitors anyway. They seem pretty happy and buoyant, but the GMA guys similarly. So it's going to be interesting this year. You know, we've not had a big additional show, you know, for a long time. I think Sages, I think, is growing, but it's relatively small compared to BTME and Soltex. But Grounds Fest have big ambitions, and we'll see how they go. It could, and we have to be aware of it, and we have to make sure that we adapt. I believe we've generally at BTME tried to stay at the front of the curve. We've tried to stay ahead of the changes that need to be done. We've adapted this show over the years, even though we still keep staying in Harrogate because it works for us. The show changes, the conference changes, the way we put it together changes. I think we'll have to continue to change and adapt to make sure that we're still credible. I don't mind competition. I think competition's good. It keeps you on your toes. Will it affect numbers? Possibly, but if it affects ours badly, it means we've done a poor job, not that they've done a great job. So I think we've just got to concentrate on our own work. I think if we're not the most expensive, we must be pretty close in terms of the per metre squared cost. I don't want to make kind of the reassuringly expensive jokes. So we know that we're not cheap. We're indoor, you know, we provide a kind of a 72-hour experience for our exhibitors rather than a 12-hour experience across a couple of days, you know, whether that be indoors or outdoors. We invest the funds that the show generates in supporting the industry, so I think our exhibitors know that there's a kind of slight premium in that by supporting this event, they're also supporting our association and greenkeeping. But we're conscious we've put a very small, by current standards, increase in for next year because we don't believe it's appropriate to keep passing on every additional cost to the exhibitor. Yeah, I think we're at the upper end. It's an option, and we've got to explore all the options. This has been great for us as BIGGA and BTME to give us some validation that when we do our job right and we get people together, we have a great event. But I'm always a bit wary of sort of the emotional responses you get mid-show. Everyone's loving it, it's wonderful, but I want to talk to these guys in a month's time and say, did it turn into orders, or did you achieve your goals? Did you improve your brand presence? Did you have the right conversations at BTME? Because, you know, we will get a good rebook. We've already got lots of people rebooking for next year, but the proof of the pudding will be 3 months' time. You know, what is certain is that the market in shows will look different in 5 years' time. My job is to make sure that BIGGA is still part of that and that we're running an event that gets our members together in a way that works for them and the trade. It could be here, it could be in partnership with others, it could be somewhere else. We're open to all those discussions, but we want to be doing it based on what's needed and based on everybody's opinion rather than being driven by one particular area, whether that be a specific type of exhibitor or a specific type of visitor. We've got to be the usual, I have to say, you know, that we do all the sort of stuff you'd expect to do, follow-up surveys during the event. We follow up with exhibitors and with visitors, and particularly with the conference delegates, because we had 1,100, I think, pre-booked visitors for the conference. All of those people are here to learn, therefore they're good customers, if you like. So their views are really important to us. But beyond that, as a members association with field staff and with a network of committee members, we try and keep BTME on our conversation pretty much all year round. It sits on our board discussion, it sits on our staff discussion, we get it out into membership sort of face to face. So during February and March we've got a series of roadshows across the country, and you know, during those roadshows we'll be asking the members, did you attend? If so, what did you enjoy? If not, why not? What can we do differently? Yeah, absolutely. And so I guess one of the things that BTME allows us to do is to invest in the industry. So one of the things we're investing in this year and going to continue with is licensing the First Green initiative from the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America. It is a schools into golf facilities program, inviting, I'm guessing, year 10s, 9s, 10s, maybe 11s, to bring them into the golf club to see that there is a workplace and a sport available, but to show that in a scientific way. So let's show them the science, let's show them the environmental elements, let's show them the engineering elements of looking after a golf course, but also other jobs within the facility. Golf clubs as a whole have not done a great job in reaching out to the community beyond, would you like to play golf? And we need to show that there are careers in the industry. I mean, we're talking like a £10 billion a year industry with 100,000 people working in it, and we need to make sure that's put out there. But I mean, I walk around the show these last couple of days. I mean, you know, autonomous machinery, GPS control, incredible science and precision. The profile of greenkeeper and sports turf manager is changing, and we've got to get into those people that could be those managers of the future, as well as just fill the workforce necessary. So excited about First Green, excited for giving our members the tools to invite schools into their facility, excited that might get golf clubs to step up with what they offer as well in their local communities. Well, so what we've got to now is we've got a recognition across the golf industry. So from the governing body down through the clubs, the club managers, the PJ professionals, the greenkeepers, everybody involved now recognises that workforce is a challenge. And they recognise that the reasons for that are salaries, welfare, governance. Those are the three things that cause challenges for people working in the golf industry. So we've been trying to bang the drum and shout the message of what needs to change from our end, but we're kind of down near the bottom of the food chain in the golf industry. We've now got a commitment from all the industry that we will have a coordinated communications programme into golf clubs, to golfers, to golf managers, to golf club owners and to golf club staff with the same message, and that's the key for us. It's happened in things like safeguarding, it's happened now in sustainability, but it hasn't happened around staff, and it's the priority right now for this industry in order for it to survive, is that we have enough people employed, properly supported and properly paid to do their jobs.